Welcome to Highly Regarded. My name is Ulrich, and this is the fourth of 5 videos about the 100 most highly regarded players of all time. Utilizing my easy to understand metrics, I've updated rankings reflecting the 24-25 season, and we're going to go over players 40 to 21 here. Now, would you like to jump to the top 20 and just call it a day? It's probably not a good idea because the standard doesn't give much regard to popularity, so there are many surprises awaiting every tier. In fact, in this set, there are 3 guards I want you to pay particular attention to, and most viewers will likely disagree with all 3, especially one in particular. Now, while each player will get their own half video sometimes in the future, I wanted to summarize the rankings here in one series. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to list the players and give a little something about each of them and then keep it pushing. It's going to be brief. I'm not trying to take up all you guys' time, okay? And I'll also tell you where they were ranked the year before. Even some older players, they move their ranks a little bit just because of how the relative number of current players impact the average number in different categories. All right, let's get started. Number 40, Dwight Howard, 39 last year, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Dwight had athleticism to spare and made it extremely difficult for opponents to score when he was on the court. However, his very stiff and limited offensive game gave him the same problems. A reliable machine in his Orlando days, but a very bad back made the second half of his career painful to watch. Orlando's greatest player, all-time leader in points, rebounds, and blocks. Number 39, Kevin McHale, 37 last year, 2-time Sixth Man of the Year, the best player of all time to spend most of his career coming off the bench. 2 seasons in a row, he shot over 60% from the field, but this guy wasn't the dunking type. He had exceptional footwork and was a reliable dump-off for many of the playmakers on the 80 Celtics teams. Career 80% from the free throw line. Number 38, Anthony Davis, 38 last year. And if there's one player you wish could have played more, it's AD. He has no weakness except availability. And this is likely what's kept the DPOY award outside of his grasp all this time. He has the talent to excel into his late 30s. We'll see if he has the health to do so. All-time Pelican leader in points, rebounds, and blocks. Number 37, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 41 last year. 2-time MVP, 2020 Defensive Player of the Year, 2021 Finals MVP, 2017 Most Improved Player. Highly decorated, highly unstoppable. He comes close to winning games outright on his own, still has not developed much of a three-pointer and may never need to. The greatest buck ever, all-time leader in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks, and is a little more than a season away from being the all-time leader in steals as well. He will be the second person ever to lead a team in all 5 major stat categories. Number 36, Jimmy Butler, 36 last year, 2015 Most Improved Player, led an 8-seed Miami Heat to the finals in 23 and an unforgettable playoff run that solidified the name Playoff Jimmy. Not an over-the-top scorer, no extravagant assist or rebound numbers, not a great shooter, but an extremely low turnover rate that translates to successful possessions for his team, which in turn translates to wins. Number 35, Bob Pettit, 35 last year, 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year 1955, and look, there was never a time while he played that Bob Pettit wasn't considered at least a top 5 player in the league, being first team All-NBA, except in his last when he was hurt half the season. Career averages 26.4 points, 16.2 rebounds. All this during the inefficient early days of the league is remarkable. All-time Hawks leader in rebounds. Number 34, Dan Issel, 34 last year. ABA Rookie of the Year 1971. Although I didn't calculate it, he could be the 2nd or 3rd best ABA career behind Roger Brown or maybe Artis Gilmore. His NBA career, mostly in his 30s, was still extremely productive, just with a middling Nuggets franchise. Most points in an ABA single season in 1972. Number 33, Hakeem Olajuwon, 33 last year. 1994 MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time Finals MVP, aesthetically the greatest post player that has influenced many players of all positions, Amazing shot blocker, last 5 years was frequently injured that resulted in a small dip in his performance. Greatest Rocket ever, all-time Rockets leader in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. All-time NBA leader in blocks. Number 32, Kevin Garnett, 30 last year, 2004 MVP, 2008 Defensive Player of the Year. Amazing two-way player. Great spacing for the 2000 forwards with a deadly mid-range. Boston years were less offensively inclined. Last 3 years were just unnecessary. Greatest Timberwolf of all-time leader for them in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. The only player to lead any team in all 5 major categories. Number 30, Walt Frazier, 29 last year. Now, while not the big name centers like Reed and Ewing, his elevated performance in the playoffs enabled him to catapult past more decorated players. The Knicks would not have any championships without him. His 1970 Game 7, 36 points, 19 assists may be the greatest final performance ever. All-time Knicks leader in assists, greatest Knick ever due to his playoff dominance. Number 30, Moses Malone, 32 last year, 3-time MVP, 1983 Finals MVP. Now, how tough was Moses? All-time leader in offensive rebounds and offensive rebounds per game. An all-star for 4 NBA teams and 1 ABA team. His last 3 years, he just ran out of gas. Few will ever have a career so brilliant. Number 29, Reggie Miller, 28 last year, a consistent scorer, a deadly shooter. Had a rare 50-40-90 shooting year in 1994. A great playoff performer who kept playing probably 3 years too long. Best pacer of all time by far, all-time pacer leader in points, assists, and steals. Number 28, Kawhi Leonard, 31 last year. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time Finals MVP. The amount of games missed leaves a lot to be wanted, but when he's on the court, every desire is met. Top end scorer and defender in his prime, mostly a committee player now sharing the load. His 2019 playoff run fed families, Raptors front office specifically. Number 27, Dolph Schayes, 27 last year. There are some pioneer era players that were great for a moment and faded, but no one was as impactful for as long as Schayes. It was extremely rare for a player in those days to play 15 seasons, much less be a top tier in 12 of them. Number 26, Chauncey Billups, 26 last year. Often overlooked because he played for 7 teams and 2 teams twice, but with Detroit, he was masterful with low turnovers and an impactful playoff presence. Someone not familiar with my system could say my most overrated player, but that would be impossible as everyone is judged by the same standard. 25, Kobe Bryant, 25 last year, 2008 MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, scored 81 points in a game. Now, I would expect my Bryant ranking here would cause Mamba loyalists to call this system broken, but when you get voted to the 2014 All-Star Game only playing 6 games, you officially have an army that would do and say anything for you. I expect the vitriol. Would you kill me if I said that he was the second most important player on all 5 championships, not just 3 of his? You probably would. All-time Laker leader in points and steals. He is great, just not as great as a very loud fan base would have you believe. Number 24, Artis Gilmore, 24 last year, 1972 ABA MVP, 1972 ABA Rookie of the Year. Artis was an amazing two-way player who benefited from a winning environment in the ABA, but only mediocre success in the NBA. ABA, the best 2 regular seasons in ABA history, 72-73, most blocks in a single season, 1972, most blocks all time in the ABA, Bulls all-time leader in blocks. Number 22, Karl Malone, 21 last year, 2-time MVP. The mailman has some of the greatest examples of longevity. His MVP awards came at 33 and 35 years old respectively. Only his first and 19th and final year did he ever average below 20 points a game. Jazz all-time leader in points and rebounds, all-time NBA leader in free throws made. Number 22, Steph Curry, 22 last year, 2-time MVP, 2022 Finals MVP, 50-40-90 season in 2016. Clutch Player of the Year, 2024, the greatest shooter the world has ever seen, the greatest warrior ever, Warriors all-time leader in points, assists, and steals, all-time NBA leader in three-pointers made and free throw percentage. Number 21, George Mikan, 20 last year, short career. His stats were beyond comparison to any other player in his day. They didn't hand out MVPs until 1956. He would have certainly grabbed a few if they did. His last full season was 1954, led the Minneapolis Lakers to 5 championships.